All right. So everybody knows my name's Sheila Matchett. I have been with Roy for about a year and a half. It'll be 2 years come March. I was in corporate America there for almost 15 years. Worked my way up from the bottom. I was in the automotive industry. Those of you that are in Texas know about the Texas Motor Speedway. I was actually worked one-on-one with Mr. Smith and his boys and his family. So I know them personally. So that's who I worked with for 15 years, was the Smith family with his car dealerships. I actually was in his corporate office. I went from working on the line as a cashier, went to warranty administration. From there, I went to the business office to do billing for titles and car deals, and then went from there to HR, which is where I was for the last 5.5 years. Then I went from there to disbursements, where I actually paid people when they came in for trades or refunds or anything like that. So I was in corporate America for quite a while. I also have 3 degrees. One of them's in nursing. So I have a business degree. I have a math major, which was my first degree, and then my nursing degree. So I know a little bit about everything. And I love to teach. That's one of my big things is I love to teach. So when I left Mr. Smith and his company, I was looking for something to come home to. I actually homeschooled my children up until the time my daughter decided she wanted to go to high school when she was in the 11th grade. And my son decided he wanted to go too. He didn't want to stay home by himself. So when they went into high school, that's when I went back into the workforce. And it was a time for change, but then I forgot how petty people can be in the workforce, and I'm not that type of person. So when I'd had enough, I'd had enough. And I came home and was looking for things online. Don't know how I came across Roy, but I did. Signed up, got with Debbie Lizzie, who is my upline. And she taught just like everybody else teaches, videos, which was fine with me. Because I'm the type of person, let me dig into it, find out for myself. I'm a researcher, let me research, do what I need to do. I'm also a note taker. Computer technology is wonderful, but pad and paper still is my first go-to, because I can flip through a page faster than I can mostly download and try to find where I saved something. So I still use pad and paper, although I do use my notes on my phone quite a bit, especially if I'm out and about and get a idea on a page I want to write. So, and I do research. I research. But I also know how some people are, because my son is dyslexic. So I had a struggle with him. So I know how to be patient. I know how everybody has their own learning curve, and you have to be able to, distinguish those. So that's why Roy just set up these classes. Miss Linda has one on Tuesdays afternoons. I have mine on Saturday afternoons, to help those students that need that little extra hands-on, that the video just isn't clicking. But our ultimate goal is to get you past not being able to use the videos, to get you that one-on-one so that you can recognize what you need when you do see a video. Do not watch a video without a pad and paper or some type of way to make notes. Rewind it, fast forward it, get to where you need to go. That's why I try to label my YouTube videos so that you know what is in that content. So I noticed on the chat this week, a lot of people was talking about, they're still having trouble, creating the ads, making sure that they have the proper SEO techniques, some of the technical stuff about creating your pages, adding your page to your menu structure. There was actually one person thought that they had to copy and paste the page every time they put it in their menu structure. So that's some of the things that we, just the little tweaks and twerks that I want to go over today, to see, exactly where you stand. Our ultimate goal is to get everybody, one, to have Google AdSense on their page. It's a wonderful tool. It's a great way to get people to recognize your site. The way Google AdSense works is it's based on algorithms, based on the user. So you might see a different Google AdSense than I see, because it's based on your searches on your computer. So you don't determine what your ads are on your computer. You just determine on where they are. Google determines what the ads are based on the user that pulls up your website. So that also guarantees you more clicks. Because if they see something on your website through the Google AdSense that they've been searching for, then they're more likely to click on that ad. So you get paid for that click. The higher the click ratio, the more you get paid. So if it's a computer tech type of search, you get paid higher than that than you would say on a fashion search. So, but they're all paid clicks. So that's the good thing about it. And we want to get everybody there. So that's why we are stressing your content on your page. Make it as original as you can. Modify it block per block or page per page. If you're having trouble with the page, you know, do some research on it. You know, Google it. I know that's hard. You know, you hear everybody say that, Google it. But yes, do Google it. You know, go out there and look. Ask people on LinkedIn if you have it. Read some of the LinkedIn posts out there if you're on LinkedIn, especially when it comes to cryptocurrency. There's a lot of stuff on LinkedIn on cryptocurrency that you can use and find out information. Just remember to paraphrase it when you get it. Put it in your own words. You don't want to get caught for plagiarism. If you want to copy something verbatim, make sure that you notate it just like you did in high school when you were writing composition papers or research papers. Or notate where you got the source and the quote. So today what we're going to do is I actually finished a page that I've been working on this week. I have not put it in my menu structure. So I'm going to show you how to retrieve a page that you have. If you don't quite remember what the title was, and I don't, because I was playing around with so many titles. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm also going to create an ad from scratch. So from the very beginning, based on the title of the page and the article of the page that I wrote. And then we're going to go in and actually advertise that page. So the other thing you want to be aware of is that if you have advertised a page and you decide you want to modify that page, you cannot change your slug on that page, because then all your ads that you put out there will be invalid. And I'll explain that too when we get to the page. So I'm going to open it up. So those are the few things that I'm going to talk about today. So if you have a question or anything in particular that you want me to show you or go over today, just unmute yourself and ask. Okay, I am ready. Anybody got anything in particular they want to help with? Yes, publish a new page, will do. Anybody? Can you hear me?
Yeah, me. I have you know what I would like you to show me is, you remember Rory told us about the when we use the videos, how to add the code that he said we need to add. Can we add that? Like, I can add that code to the HMLT. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it's in
Can
episode
I add
19.
that? Okay, I have my videos of YouTube. So can I add that code to my videos? So then they don't get me stuck with it, you know, I mean, keep going with YouTube.
You can, you just have to know where to put it. And since all the code is different depending on your video, the placement is key. So,
okay,
yeah.
so it's not always the same place?
No,
Oh, no wonder I could not get it. I've been trying. I'm like, damn, what I'm doing wrong? I'm following all the directions.
No, it's not always the same place, because it's based on your video. It's based on your video frame. It's based on the format that your video's in. It's based on the length of your video. So what you can do is just copy the code and play with it until it plays, because if it's not in the right place, your video won't play.
Well, okay, so, okay. Boy, all right, okay.
So it's probably not, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just the placement of that code. It's not always, a lot of people try to say, oh, I'm gonna put it at the end, and it's not. It depends on your code, how it's written, and like I said, depending on your format, on where you put that disclaimer code.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mute you.
Oh, you're fine.
No, I'm just.
So yeah.
All right, well, that's good to know. Thank you. I will then try to figure it out then.
Yeah, I'll work on that because it took me, I have all my YouTube videos. I don't have all those done yet. And every one of them that I've done so far is different. And it's taken me a bit to try to figure out where they go. So they're all different. The code's the same. It's just the placement of the code.
Now, what about how Rory then does his videos? Can we ask him, so does he have like a standard, you know, a process or something, a standard measurement or whatever that we can maybe use?
We might be able to ask him that on our instructor call on Monday night and see if he can do a just do a page on how to put that code on our own, because I know me and you both have YouTube channels.
Yeah, because he showed us, but in his videos.
Yeah.
You know, but not always in all his videos work it there.
Yeah. And when they didn't work, that's because the code was placed in the wrong place.
Well, you know what I sometimes do is I go to my students' new page and I copy it from there, and then I'm fine.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
other than that, but yeah, if you go to episode 19, he had those, but I've just been going to his F116 or his At Home with Tanya if there's a video I need, and copy it over. Especially when that one site, the episode 19 site was down. I just went to the At Home with Tanya or the F116 and copied it.
Oh, because if we get it from the link, right, we get it from the URL, then we get it right.
Yep.
That's right. Okay, yeah, I did that a couple of times too. I just forgot. Okay, great.
All righty, dear. Nice to have you here, Maria. All right, anybody else having any questions?
Thank you. I love you. I love your classes.
Thank you, dear. Okay, I'm an open book, guys. Come on. Anything in particular anybody wants me to go over?
Yeah, on this page you're on right now, you said that you always do this WordPress, what do you call it? Download.
Yep.
Every time after you do all the other things.
Yeah, when you do like this, this one has 2 updates. I won't do any updates today.
Okay.
I'll wait till I transfer everything over to my new computer and then do the updates. That way, if there's any glitches, I got time over the weekend to figure them out, or hopefully they'll come up with something. But if you are doing your updates, depending on what's there, some people will do the main update first without checking your plugins and your themes. So before you do your main update, if there's one that's there, always update your plugins and your themes first, and then do your main update if there's one.
So this reinstall now, is that the main update?
Yeah, and I don't need to. It's just telling me that if it didn't install the first time, I can reinstall it, but mine came through fine. So
how do I know if it's fine or not?
It's running.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you would actually have.
I don't have to do this every time.
No.
Oh,
you don't have to do the reinstall every time. The only time you want to do a reinstall is if you're having severe issues with your website. And then before you do the reinstall, I would have my instructors send it to tech support. Because usually it's just a glitch somewhere that they can fix without having to reinstall everything.
Okay. And on one of Paul's, he said to back it up first before you do your updates.
Yeah, I haven't backed mine up, so I'm not sure. I know there's a setting somewhere where you can back it up. I haven't backed it up.
Do we really have to do that?
No, I don't, because Tex has everything. That's why you pay that maintenance fee.
Oh, okay.
So if anything happens, they can. What I do, though, is anytime I create a new page, I save it in a Word document. That way, because even though Tech can come back in and reset your website, they might not always be able to transfer all your pages that you created. So you want to make sure you have those backed up.
Okay, I have done that. Okay. But that other thing, I tried it once that he showed us, and that just confused me. So I decided I just want to make sure if I had to or not. Yeah. If I don't have to, I'm not going to mess with it.
Yeah, I haven't since I had mine, but I haven't had any trouble with mine either. Knock on wood.
Okay.
So And you know, if worse comes to worse, like I said, tech support can usually retrieve your website with all the updates, but they might not necessarily be able to pull up all of your new pages.
Okay.
So that's why it's always good if you're doing a backup, or that if you're creating a new page, even if you've modified a new page, just save it. And then that way, if something does happen, your system crashes and you lose it and they have to retrieve it, then all you have to do is just go back and pull them out of a Word document and paste them back into your website.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. And yes, we'll be going to classifieds for free, but it's not going to be the regular classifieds for free because it's going to be down. But I'm also going to be using US Net ads and classified ads because classifieds for free is still down. So, all right, since we have no more questions, let's see, check the chat one more time. Okay. All right, so here's how I'm going to do. Like I said, I don't know what the title of my page was. I just know I created a new page. So I'm going to go here to appearance and I'm going to go to menus. And when I pull up my menus column, then over here on the left-hand side, it has my menu items. And these are all my most recent pages that I've created. And this is the one that I did right here. So I know it was Monthly Club Gift Ideas. All right, so then I'm going to go to my pages and go to all pages. And I'm just going to type in my search, Monthly Club. Instead of searching through all my pages, I'm just going to do a search and let it find it for me. There it is. And then I'm just going to click edit. And because I'm going to be advertising, I'm going to open up 2 tabs of my website. Just in case there is another page I want to use as a reference, I'll have it open. So I'm going to open it to my site page. Okay. And then I'm going to come back to my page. And okay, come on. Why is it taking so long? Okay, that one came up. Why is that one not coming up? Okay, hopefully it will come up soon. Okay, let's try it again. I guess it don't want to come up. That's weird. Let's open up a new one. Go to all pages. Now let's do it the old-fashioned way. Well, it does not want to pull up my page. See if it's going to be like that through all of them. Okay, didn't do that one. All right. That's weird. Okay, we got it here. So we'll do it from here. All right, so here's the page I created. And I don't know why it's not pulling up here. That's fine. Nice to have you, Charlene. All right, so we're going to be here. So this is my page, Monthly Club Gift Ideas. And as you can see, I didn't put it as a Christmas theme. I just put it as monthly clubs because I do have a lot of affiliates for monthly clubs. I have chocolate pizzas. I have wines, you know, for our wine ambassador. I have the Valentas for our hot chocolate and coffee. So I have several different ones. I have a beer of the month club. I have where they can get vegetables and fruits ordered. I got steaks. So there's a bunch of different clubs that I have that I just want to give access to. And I do cross market a lot. So that's one of the things that a lot of people I saw asking, do you have to do just one thing at a time? And you don't. This is one of my ads over here that I put in. As you can see, they're getting ready for spring. Already it's just December, but guess what? It's getting ready to be cruise season because people want to get out of the cold. So they're advertising the swimwear, fashions and things like that. So this is one of my ads out there for Google. These are some of my other different things, my Google ads. My Response Magic is there. I still have my coffee one out there for my diet. But this is my ads I created. I actually have a cigar club that's in there, and I paired it with my wine and cigars. That actually goes to a wine and cigar page that I have. So I have wine and chocolate. So I have all these different programs. There's a space. I got to figure out why that's in there. And then I have like flowers. You have Flowers of the Month Club. So I just kind of highlighted all my different clubs that I have access to. And it's not a Christmas program. It's not, you know, so I can advertise this year round. I also put a little plug in here for business associates, you know, to get their clients in here. You know, you have retail customers, you have hair salons, you have spa salons, all these different places that cater to the public. You know, what are you giving them for thanking them for coming? You know, what are you giving for Christmas gifts, for their birthdays? You know, here's a great opportunity. Give them a monthly club gift idea. You know, have them get a wine, you know, or you get the wine, the business get the wine or get the coffee, and then you send it out every month or for whatever gift purpose it is. So this is the page I created. And so now what I want to do is I'm going to create an ad for it. So I'm going to pull up my templates, and you want to create a template. And so I have one that I started, and I'm just going to add to it, keep it running. You can, if you've never done an ad template, then you're just going to start with a blank Word document. You can actually go into your Google Docs, pull up a Word sheet on your Google Docs if you prefer to do it that way. Either way is fine. As long as you have access to it. If you don't have that, I know some people don't have Word programs. You can use Notes. Comes with just about every computer. You can put it in your notes. But Google Docs is a great format as well because they have programs that look just like Excel spreadsheets, looks just like Word documents. So I'm going to pull this up, and I know I'm going to write, like I said, I always do pad and paper. So these are my templates that I've done so far. I actually have several different templates that I use. But this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to get to the end of this one. It's about time to start a new one. But we'll get to the end of this one, and I'm just going to come to my cursor, and I'm going to put a title of what this is, and I'm going to change my font. Color, so that I know I'm starting a new ad. Okay, so that's my monthly gift ideas. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to change my font a little bit because I want this to be a little bit smaller. We'll leave it Times Roman. We'll put this 12. And this is going to be my headline. And I want that in caps too. And then I'm going to create my headlines. And one of them is going to be my key phrase. And then I'm just going to add on that. Okay, so there's a few. I always try to have at least 4 or 5. You can add as many as you want as you think of it. And then I'm going to come down here and do my description. And again, I'm going to type what I want to put in. Okay, and then I'm going to go to my page. Hopefully it's up. And let's see if I can get it to come up this time. This is truly weird why this will not come up. There it goes. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to go to my permalink. I'm going to go down here where it says view page and copy this link. Copy address link, go back to my Word document, and I'm going to paste that here. Okay. Also here, I paste my link here because sometimes they won't allow you, certain websites or certain ad sites won't allow you to put the link in your page like I have it here. All right, so I'll put it like that, and then that way it gives me a couple different ones. So then I'm going to come down and create another one. Okay, so there's another one, and I'm just going to paste, since I still have the link, paste the link right there. So then I have, let me underline this one so I know it's different. Description. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different headlines, and I have 2 different descriptions. Now, realistically, I have 10 ads that I can use. So I can use 5 different headlines with this one description. I can use 5 different headlines for this description. As you get more comfortable, you'll probably come back and add more headlines as you think about them. You'll also add another description. You might modify these depending on where you put them. The good thing about these also is you can use them on Facebook. You can use them on your free ad sites. You can use them on Instagram. You can use them on Twitter. You just have to modify it a little bit to fit the parameters. Some of them won't allow you to put this much writing in it. You can also use it on Tumblr. You can also use it on Instant Messenger. You can, anywhere that you have social media, you can use them on. You also want to make sure that you have a great picture that goes with it. If you're in Rory's memes program, you have all kind of memes that you can send them to that has your website to it. I create my own memes on Canva as well as that. So there's different opportunities that you have that you want to make sure that you have a picture. Every advertisement that you do, you need to have a photo with it. And it could be off of a personal photo that you have that you've downloaded or uploaded to your site that you've modified to fit into your pages, or it can be a Google image that you've liked that's gone on your page. It can also be, any type of image that represents the page that you're writing. So now that I have that, and you also want to make sure you have a folder for those images, not only in your media library, but you want to make sure you have a folder in your computer that you can pull those up, because when you're doing your ads, you can't use your media library to pull those photos out. So you want to make sure that you have a folder in your computer that has those images on it. I use my Dropbox for everything. I actually have my Dropbox downloaded on my phone so that I can have those images. They work great for Instagram. Just pull up my Dropbox, boom, there they are. Excuse me. So now that we have these, and I'll leave this page up. And so I have my, let's pull it back up. So now I have the page that I'm modifying, my monthly gift ideas page. I have the link that I'm going to be using. I've created at least 5 headlines. And like I said, I might come back and create some more. It just depends. As I think about them, I might think of another one to use while I'm actually advertising, and I'll come back and add it. You want at least 2 descriptions. If you can only think of one currently, then use that. I promise you, as you get used to it, you'll come back and think of another one. And you want to include your link with your description, because some ads will allow you to put your link in description, some won't. So you want to make sure that it writes and reads well, so that so that you can use it with or without your link. So that's why I always have complete sentences and then put my code at the end, and then that way they can go in and look at it. So let's go. I'll leave that up. And then we're going to go to here. And this is the classifieds for free for business. It's currently, as of yesterday, it was not hacked. You could still use it. The classifieds for free regular is down. So we're going to check this one. I haven't been on it today to see if it's not been hacked. So if we pull this up and see something raunchy, we know it's been hacked. All right. So as you can see here, this right here is one of our people. This is a PBS. I can tell that by the picture and by the title. So this is one of our students here. Don't know which one, but you can actually look through and see where some of our students have their sites already being seen, which is great. So when people pull up classifieds for free, they can actually look through here and they can click on these ads. Some of them go to our students, some of them don't. And it's just great to have yours up here. I've seen a couple of mine on here and I was like, man, that sounds like something I wrote, and I click on it, it's my own site. So it just goes to show, once you get so many pages, you do tend to forget what you've put in there a little bit sometimes. So once you come here, you make sure that you register, and you have to register with them before you can post an ad. They're free, so you don't have to pay for anything. You don't want to, I mean, if you want to, if you have the money, you can actually pay to put these banners on here. I don't. You don't have to. So then you want to go to where it says post ad. Now, this one is different than the regular personal classifieds for free in the fact that when you go to my ads, it doesn't show you the views. You actually have to click on the ad. This is one I did, I think it was Friday. No, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. So you actually have to click on your ad. And then once it pulls it up, it will show you how many views you've had. So this one, I've actually had 10 views since the 15th. That was a week ago. All right, so that's pretty good. And it tells me it's in Wyoming. So I've had 10 views in the state of Wyoming that's looked at this ad. So that's perfect. You see, they're showing the exact same ad that mine's showing. So I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna go to post an ad. And again, this works just like the regular classifieds for free. The only difference is this is for business. So you're going to see a little bit more different categories. This one actually has affiliate marketing. So you can do your blogging for cash. You can do your wine ambassadors. You can do your Valentis and actually advertise it as an affiliate marketing program. Just make sure that your advertising ad fits that profile. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click on one of my headers. So I'm going to pull up my ad and I'm going to just get the first one. Just start from the beginning. I'm going to go back to my ad site. I'm going to paste that ad in there. And then I'm going to determine where I want to put it. I don't want to put it in affiliate marketing, because that's not what I want to advertise it for as of yet. I don't want to do it in business opportunities. I think more than likely what I want to do, I don't really want to do it as a gift because not enough people search gifts. So I'm either going to put it in general merchandise or miscellaneous. And that's the other thing about this is after you go through that, you can actually come back, in a day or two later and change your category and still use your same ad. So if I put this in miscellaneous right now, then maybe in a couple more days I'll come back and put it under gifts and novelties, and then maybe one day next week I'll come back and put it up under miscellaneous or something else, and then depending on, I might make another description for my ad and come back and put it in affiliate marketing. So you can use those same ads in several different categories. You just don't want to do it all in the same day. So when I say that you can actually sit here and do a couple hundred ads, in an hour or so, you can do it and have ads to do all week. So I'm going to put this under general merchandise. My contact phone number, I always use my Google Voice number. People do call me on that, leave me messages, and I have yet, I'm not saying that it won't happen, but I don't have a problem with Google threatening to kick me off for doing my V-marketing, and I do quite a bit of V-marketing on there. So then on my description, I'm just going to grab that first description and I'm going to paste that straight in there. Then I'm just going to grab my link right here since it's there, and I'm going to copy it right here, paste it right there. I'm not using a video, so if we had a video and we have permission to use it, we would just get the video link ID number and put it right there and the video would show. And then my images, since I am doing monthly clubs, I've already got images in here. If you don't have images, this is where you would go. Down at the bottom, you would say choose a file. And it will pull up whatever the last file you were in. So if it wasn't the file that you were looking for, you want to make sure that you put one in there. So then I'm just going to go to my blogging pictures. And I'm going to go to my logos. And I'm just going to grab one that I haven't used before. Most of them I already have in there, but I'm just going to grab one this one. I haven't put a logo on it, but I'm gonna still use it anyway. And then you just hit upload image. And that puts your image there. So then when you get ready to select your images that you want to use, you have to select them in the order you want them to appear, because that's how they will show up. So what I want to do is actually make sure that I have those with my logos on them. So I want to do this one. I want to do this one. And I want to just do my logo right here, because you can only do 3. Well, let's do this one. No, let's do this one. Okay. All right. And then you're going to come back here and you're going to say post your ad. And then it's going to let you look at your ad to see what it looks like. So there's my title, there's my ad, there's my link, my phone number. It's going to general merchandise. It's going to the United States. All right, heard how to get free wine. There's my logo there. Then my Valentis, and then just my plain website. All right, and then you're going to go down here and it says, do you want to click another, post another ad? Click here. You click here and it takes you right back to the very beginning. It still has all your information in there, still has your same pictures. So all I want to do now is, I know that the programs that I have in my website are only for the United States, except for my Valentis is everywhere. It has 92 countries, but they're the only ones that are outside of the United States. So I'm not going to market that to the United States. Once my wine and stuff gets available outside the United States, then I'll go and post those out there. But I'm going to just start here and select Alabama, go to the bottom and hit post my ad. And I'm going to do the same thing for every state with that one ad. Come down to the bottom and I will do it again. Now you can come in if you want to, you can actually change out your photos halfway through, or if you want to come back in and maybe edit a little bit of your, where did it go? Oh crap, I closed it out somehow. No, there it is. No, closed out. Or, you know, if you wanted to go back in and actually change up some of your verbiage, you can do that. You know, it just depends on what you want to do. So since this kicked me out for whatever reason, I have to start over, which is fine. I just go to post an ad. And that's the other good thing about a template. Is all you have to do is just come back here, grab your title, paste it in. We were in general merchandise, put in my contact phone number, and go grab my description again. And we're going to copy, paste, and then I'm going to just pick up my images again, and I might switch them around a little bit. I might pick her this time. I might use this one, wine and coffee, and then use this one. So there's, I need to get one in here for chocolates. I don't have my chocolates one in here. So, and then I'm just going to come back up here and post my ad. I forgot to change my state because I went back to the United States. So we'll let that catch up. And then I'll just click post another ad, and then I'll start back from the state that I was in. So I did Alabama, so I will come back again and then just start again from I don't know why it keeps kicking me out of there, but Am I clicking my own ad? That's weird. I think I am. Yeah. I'm clicking my own ad for whatever reason. Okay. So that's how you basically post an ad. Now, if we want to go and say we want to do a different ad company. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to go to classified ads. This one is a little different. You're going to select a category, and this one's going to be items for sale. If you wanted to do services, you could do services. Just depends on how you word your ad. So, but you want to make sure that it is appropriate. As you can see, this one has one designated for pets. If you are approved for CJ, they have tons of pet products in there. We also have our Prevail for our canine Prevail. So that's a great place to do for pets. So then I'm going to select a subcategory. Again, I'm going to come here and do miscellaneous items. They don't have a general. And then the location, this one you have to kind of manipulate it. If you don't know the exact zip code, I always put city or state. And it usually gives me a drop-down box, so hopefully it'll give me a drop-down box. All right, what's going on? Do I still have everybody with me? There we go. All right, come on. All right, state of. I don't know why it won't do it. All right, let's try it again. There we go, California, state of. There we go. And then we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna come here and copy my title. This one asks for a price. I have it put in as various. And then I'm going to actually go back, copy my ad. This one, you actually have to use your function keys. So you have to use Control V. You can't use your computer to paste. So there's that. This one, you can actually change your font if you want to make this bigger. You can play with it a little bit, make it pretty. If you want to underline it. So this one has some unique ideas in it. I'm going to copy the link. Now this one you have to put in your name. Do not use your automatic refill, your automatic fill, because it will change your advertising site where you, or your state that you're going to post your ad in. It will put in your email, your address associated with your state. So you have to actually hand type everything in. But once you get it done and you go and do another one, you don't have to do all this. I know, I forgot my .com. Okay, and my phone, I do the same thing. And I want to leave it as state of. Now, if any of these I would have done the automatic fill, then it would have changed this to my address, and I don't want it to do that. I want it to go to the state of California. This expires in 6 months. That's your free period. If you change this to anything other than 6 months, it will charge you for it. At the end of it, it will say, how do you want to pay? It will actually pull up an invoice for you to pay and how much it's going to be. So don't change this expiration time. 6 months is your limit. This one you can upload up to 5 images, and you want to put as many in there as you can, because what they do is they cycle out your images. So when any time somebody pulls up your actual ad and look at it, they're not going to see all 5 images. They're only going to see the one that's cycled through at that particular time. So again, you want to make sure that your images are relevant to what your topic's about. And if at all possible, it has your logo on it. If it doesn't, that's fine. Just make sure that there's some way that they know how to get in touch with you, or can get to your website. I might change that one. That one's not a monthly club. That's fashions. That's wine and cigars. I want to use that one. I want to take that one out because that's not a monthly club. Then I'm going to choose another file. And I want to get my Valentis. Okay, and I do, if it tells me I can do 5, I make sure I have all 5. I want to utilize every free advantage I have. All right, so I'm going to get use her and then get one more for wine. Okay, pet care. That's a monthly club, pet care. All right, so I got wine and cigars, Valentis, pet care, and then my main site. So then I'm going to say post this ad. And if anything's out of the ordinary, it will give me a message as it's posting. It'll come back and tell me something's wrong. Password required. And again, all these have to be registered. So then it's going to tell me what it looks like. My contact is me, Mama Chief. I'm going to California, state of. It's posted in California's miscellaneous items, and the price varies. Sometimes if you leave some of this information out, it'll come back and tell you there's an error. So you have to go in and have a look at it. And then you can actually comment on your own post if you want to. You can put your information, your name, your email, say contact me if you'd like more information, things like that. Comment on your own ad, which is, you can do that too. Or link them to another page if you want to. Or just say, hey, if you want information, you can actually invite them to your wine and dine. You can invite them to the Monday night WA call. It's usually about a 30-minute call to introduce them to WA. So there's several different things you can do here in response to your own ad. Just like with Facebook, you basically do the same thing with Facebook. You post your ad and your picture, and then you comment in your Facebook ad with your link. You don't put your link in your actual post when you're doing Facebook. That's the only difference. So okay, so then, so that's how you would do that one. Once you get that in, you can go to your stuff and it will tell you. Some people's like, well, how do I know when mine's been viewed? This one actually shows, so I have, this one's been viewed 135 times. So I'm actually going to renew these. And I want to do it for I want to do it for 3 more months and hit apply. And the amount of renewal it shows you is the free renewal. So always remember that. Don't try to change it, because that's where it's going to start costing you. The other thing you want to do is check these out every once in a while. This website will send you an email about 2 weeks prior to your ad expiring. So then all you have to do is, like I said, log in, come here, go to my stuff, and it will say renew, and just hit renew and the amount of time you want it to renew. If you have zeros, don't worry about it. Leave it out there. Don't ever take an ad down unless your link totally goes away. I still wouldn't take it down. That's why we have our pages. You just go in and put a disclaimer on your page, but leave it out there, because you don't want to lose that traffic that you're getting. You don't want to lose your spot in your Google placement either. So never take an ad down unless you absolutely are not going to market that program anymore. So so the other one that we use is US Net Ads. That's another one that I use. This one is a little tricky because it's very finicky. It will not allow you to use the same ad twice. So you have to change the wording. You have to change your title around a little bit. So that's why it's good to have those free titles. So I'm just going to come here and click here to post an ad. This one also gives you a list. So after you get your ad placed, so we're going to come here and get our title. And you see right here, it says text only, please, no to HTML code. So then we're going to come here, copy this. And choose a file. Now this one has a limit. You see it can only be 500 KB or 800 by 800 pixels. So I know a lot of my logos will not fit there. So I actually have a file that I've created just for these and the formats and the sizes. So I'm just going to go to choose a file and pull one of those up. So I'm going to pick this one. Okay, and then I'm going to get my link here. Put my link here. You're going to have to choose a category. And this one is going to be oh, where'd it go? If I can get my page to stay still. Shopping. We can do shopping. Online shopping is what we're going to do. Let's see if we have anything else. Nope. So I'm going to do online shopping. Yeah. And my owner's name is, you have to choose one of these. Anything with an asterisk on it, you have to fill it out. I know I didn't finish it. All right. And I use the same password on all of them. It helps me remember. Then you just type in this validation code that it has over there. And you hit submit. All right. So the one thing I noticed already is that my picture didn't post. And here is your advertising ID number. If you do not have this ID number, you can't get back into your ad. So you want to make sure that you have created a spreadsheet with those ads in it. So I have my spreadsheet. And once that comes up, I'll post that ad and I'll put the title of it. So once that comes up, I'll just post it in there, the date, because this one doesn't give you a date, and they're good for a year on here. And then you also have Canada, Australia, another free ad site, India, and the UK where you can post. So whenever you have sites that's available there. So this one, I just type in and I put in and I paste that. Oh, come on. There we go. And then I just hit save. So now I know all these are for my AdNet. So I have those in there. Some of them I didn't get in time. I didn't even think about it. So there's quite a few that I lost because I didn't paste that ad sheet in there. So it usually shows you what your ad is. So this one didn't show me my ad. So if I want to click, so let's click here and see what my ad looks like. So there's my ad. So it says click here to view owner's information. So this, when you click it, it actually takes them to your website. It's going to all cities. If you wanted to target a specific city or state, you would have put that in there. If you leave it blank, it goes to all cities and states. And then it tells who it is. It also gives my contact phone number. So if anybody sees anything they want to, that they like through here, they can contact me, but they also have the link that they can go and shop. So those are the three major ones that I use outside of social media to market. And I usually spend, 2 to 3 hours on each one throughout the week. I don't do every one every day, but I do at least one of them every day for about 2 hours. And post as many as I can. I usually have one topic or one page that I'm going to market. Sometimes I might do multiples. If I have time, I might do all of them. If I don't have a page that I'm currently working on, I might take that time and just post to multiple ad sites. So that's how you would go about creating and posting ads to the various ad sites that we have. There's several more different ad sites out there that you can use. If you can find one that's free, I say use it. You don't want to pay for anything you don't have to pay for. So that's how you go about creating an ad template from a page that you've created and posting it to the various ad sites. So that's all I have for today. So if anybody has any questions, anything they want to go over, floor is open. Just unmute yourself to talk. Anybody?
Hey, Sheila.
Yes.
So we did go over the publishing, right? Taking up your page and publishing it.
Oh.
Not in the classifieds, but making it where it's public.
Okay. So when you have your page, let me get back there. Thank you. I totally forgot. And I got it sitting right here looking at me too. So, so when you have a page and it's in draft, I don't know why that won't come up. So you have a page that's in draft. My site is really having issues today.
It wants to get started on that new computer.
It does, and I can't wait. I got enough space on there. I believe I could work for multiple years with multiple people. It's one step below a gaming console, so I got plenty of space and data. So I'm not gonna run out.
Did you get that PC?
Yeah, it's a HP Pavilion.
Okay.
It has 8 or 16 storage and 1 terabyte of RAM, so, or vice versa. But yeah, I got enough space to do anything I want.
Wow.
So,
Is that the one from Walmart?
yeah, they had it on
good.
sale. They had it on sale. It's usually a $700 computer. They had it on sale for Christmas for $399.
Ooh, nice.
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, my husband went and picked it up this morning, and
Ooh.
it's sitting in the living room just staring at me.
Waiting for you. Waiting for you.
So say we're going to go here and draft, and if you haven't published a page, this is where it would be in your drafts. So so here's a page I created that I had to draft. It's on keto-friendly diet and wine, and the reason I have it in draft is because everything in here is for direct sellers. So I haven't found wines yet to change to put in here for from WA. So that's why it's in draft. It was a great page. I might just take the links out and use it anyway. And let's hope that it pulls up. So there you go. So what you want to do is when you have a page that's in draft and you're creating a brand new page, you will have these options where it says save as draft, preview, and publish. If you have this word here that says publish, that means your page is not been published. It's still in draft mode. So the only thing that you need to do to publish the page, if you still get the same SEO, you still get the same information that you would had it been published and you're just doing information on it. So you still get your SEO, you still get your readability score. You still have your key phrase. So it's just like creating a regular page. So once it's the way you want it, all you have to do is just click on publish. And it'll ask you, are you sure you're ready to publish this page? And then you just click publish again. It will ask you, do you want it to go public? Sometimes you can tell it you just want it private. You can have it password protected. If it's something you want people to see, you don't want it to be password protected. You don't want it to be private. So you want to make sure that it's always public because you want to publish your pages. You want people to come to your site. You want it to be an immediate publish. That means as soon as you hit publish, it's going to go out. This time, so I want it to publish immediately. You can actually come in here and say, I want it to publish in the future, maybe. I want it to go out at a certain date and time. You can actually set that up, schedule your post, if so to speak. But if it's a page and you want to go ahead and do it, I just say do it immediately, and then you just click publish. It'll update, and then there, your page is done. It tells you there's your link. It's now live. Here's your address that you can post out there, and then you can start advertising. Say for whatever reason you go through and you read it and it's like, man, that's not what I wanted. All you have to do is switch it back to draft, and it puts it right back in draft. Now, the thing about it is if you've published a page, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's visible. People can go to your website and search it, but until you start advertising it, people's not going to know it's there unless they just happen to click on your focus key phrase. And like Paul was saying, depending on what your key phrase is, and you do want to make sure that it's a phrase, because Google will pick up on every word that is in your key phrase. So even though I have keto-friendly diet and wine, if somebody just types in keto or keto-friendly or keto diet, keto wines, my page will be in the search that they pull up because I have those words in my key phrase. So don't try to limit your key phrases to not be just one word. You want it to have a phrase, at least 2 to 3 words if at all possible. If you look at your SEO, it will tell you that you have a good key phrase. It will tell you that you have an appropriate, information there. Now, if you do have a page that you're modifying and you change your key phrase and you change your title, this needs to be changed also to match your key phrase or to match your title. If it doesn't, if you've changed your title and you've changed your key phrase and you don't change this, and this is on a published page that you're modifying, then you will have a 404 code, page not found, because you didn't change your slug. Your slug has to match either your key phrase or your title.
So where do you get that slug again?
This slug comes from your title most of the time. So when you change your title, if you change your title up here, say you're modifying or editing a page and you change your title, then you need to come and change this too.
Okay.
If you don't and you try to modify it with your permalink is going to be whatever this slug is.
Okay.
So if you don't change
Hey,
that.
fast question.
Yes.
I forgot when you had the URL
Mm-hmm.
and it tells you when you had the URL, right? And at the end it has /2. That means what? You have two same keyword or two pages, or what that means?
It could mean it, because usually if you're in draft mode and you have that too, that just means that's your second modification sometimes. Because when you go to actually publish it, that two shouldn't be there. So just go double check and check this slug right here and check and make sure that you don't have that information at the end of your snippet. So when you go here to your snippet editor and open it up, your SEO title should be here, your slug should be here. So check and make sure this right here is exactly what you want it to say. But if it's in draft, you could potentially have a number at the end of it. That just means it's the second modification that you've done, or that there's something else going on with that. So you need to go through and make sure that it's not actually here, because usually when you publish the page, you shouldn't have anything outside of this slug. That's not.
Exactly. I know. I have one or two that say two. And someone told me what it was, but I forgot. I did not write it down. Okay, yeah. I'm going to check that. Maybe that's what it is, that I have the same slug. Yeah, in 2 pages. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, so whenever you go there, you want to make sure that when you are in here, you do your, let's close my snippet editor. When you come into your SEO and you go to your snippet preview and you've changed your title, then you go to your edit snippet and it will open up your information. So when you look at your slug, if it doesn't match your title, then you need to change it to match your title. If not, then your slug is going to become your permalink. And if it doesn't match your title, then you're going to get all kind of arrows down here in your SEO. It's going to say you don't have your key phrase in your slug. You don't have your key phrase in your meta description. You don't have your key phrase. And you'll be like, yes, I do. There it is over there. And then when you go and look, it's because you haven't changed this. So if you're getting those errors and you've changed everything and everything's where it needs to be, and you're still getting an error that you haven't used your key phrase, check and make sure you changed it in your slug, and you've also changed it in your meta description, and that it matches your key phrase. Usually that's where the issue will run. Yes, Charlene, you can use either one, whichever one you have access to on your templates. Some people don't pay for Word. I actually have Word, so I put mine in my Word documents. I have another student, she uses Notepad. He uses Notepad. If you want your documents to travel with you, then you can actually put it in a Google Doc, and then that way whenever you open up your Gmail account, you can actually download the Google Doc app on your phone, and then you have your Google Docs there. So it's just whichever is more convenient to you. Yes, when you create a new page, you want to make sure you hit add new and make sure it's on page and not post. Post goes to your home page, page goes within your website. So anytime that you're creating something new, it always needs to be add page, new page, not post.
And there's still no way to copy, if you accidentally made a page a post, there's no way to just rename that to a page. They don't have that yet.
No, I don't know of a site that does that unless you have just the one page website. Then, that's the only place. But because we have posts and pages, if you put it on a post, the only way to get it into a page is to copy and paste it into a page. Okay. You can't, switch them back and forth.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think I'm good with this.
And no, there's no way to connect everything. That's the only way, is just going from page to page. As you can see, that's why I have multiple tabs open, because I do, whenever I'm working, I always have at least 2 of my website open, and then I have my Word document open. Now you can split screens if you want to, but it's kind of hard to do it with outside documents. To split the screens, you just have to manipulate it and play with it so that you can work from one to the other. I know when I do my V-marketing, say I just pull down the tab you want, it will open it up in another tab, and then you can just minimize it. And then if you wanted to do another one, you just left click it, drag it, and it will open its own tab. And then you can just manipulate, close these down, and then just play with it, get it to the size you want it. Drag the sides in, then move them together. And see, they have to be side by side. They can't overlap, because if they overlap, then you will still get, when you click on one, the other one will disappear. So you need to have some type of space in between. So this is how I do my V-marketing. I have my list over here, and I have my my Google Voice over here, and I just copy and paste. But that's how you can do that. Same thing if I wanted to pull up my Word document, I would do it the same way. For some reason, my Word document, I got to figure this out. It goes very small. But you would have to do that one the same way. Just minimize it and drag it to where you need it to go. I don't know why it's doing that, because it still won't let me do it. But that's how you can do that. It works the same way, and then just hit your button and it makes it back the same way it needs to be. But then when you open up your Google, you actually have 3 windows open, instead of just having one window with 4 tabs on it. So it just depends on how you want to manipulate it. Again, all this information is recorded. It'll be on my YouTube later. And probably this week I'm going to create a page like Paul has, that has all my YouTubes organized and categorized a little bit better. It's going to take me a bit to do that. So with my husband here and the kids getting out of school this week for 2 weeks, I'm going to be kind of stressed for time, my own time. But I'll get it up and running as soon as I can, so that everybody will get it. And no, I haven't gotten helium yet. It's going to have to be on the back burner for right now, until after Christmas, because I don't know what my daughter and son's going to be able to do. I'll probably get it one day this week after Christmas is over, and see who all needs what. Because you never know. I have family members that I have to take care of too. So I got to manage my money wisely, but I know it'll be well worth it once I get it. No, if you have a post and it's your post and you copy it to a page, you don't have to change anything. It's still your post. It just goes from a post to a page. You just need to take it off of your post, which is your home page, because you don't need it in 2 different places. So that's the only thing. Yeah, if it's your page, you don't have to change anything. You're just copying it and put it over. But now if it's something you're modifying, then yes, definitely you have to change the information that's there. Let's see. So yeah, Mike, you don't have to change it. If it's your page and you went from a post to a page on it, it's still your page. You just copy everything exactly the way it is. Especially if you're advertising it, it's still in your website. It's still a page in your website. So you don't have to change anything, especially if you're advertising it. You don't want to go and change it, because then you lose it. It becomes a null page because you changed something. So the only thing that you need to do, if you accidentally put it as a post and you want it as a page, just copy it over exactly as it was, and then just remove it off of your post. You don't have to change anything else.
I have one more question.
Okay.
Sometimes Google doesn't like us to have the same pages a couple times, but I heard you when you say something very interesting, and I love what you said yesterday. You don't need to make, I know, I love that. You don't need to make another page. What you need to do is in the other category page, what you do is you put the information to link it to the page, because only one page.
Yes.
So if you do that, the Google will look at it like you have too many pages of the same thing.
You don't. Okay, let me show you the menu structure, because that was the other thing. Thank you, Maria. That was the other thing that was confusing people. And I had that on another notebook. I just brought the wrong notebook. So when you're doing your menu structure is made up of pages in your website that you've already created. These are your pages. If you wanted to view every page in your website, you hit view all. This is all the pages in your website. They have them in alphabetical order. It even has your home page, which is your front page. And then it goes in alphabetical order. Every page that you have created that is published, not your draft pages, your published page. So this is where your menu structure is created. Now, if you want it to have a category, then that page you want to use as a category, then you bold and capitalize that particular page to use as your category page. Then all you do from there is, once you have your categories, you just select your page to put up underneath that category. Now, you can have the same page in multiple categories. However, Google does not like you to have 4, 5, 6 of the same page in multiple categories. They consider that false advertising, meaning you have all these categories and it looks like you have all these pages, but when people go to it, you only have one page. So when they look at your menu structure, it looks like you got 200 pages in there, but when they actually look in detail, you might only have 100 because you're using the same couple of pages over and over and over in the same category. You don't have to create the same page over and over. You're just directing them to the page in your website. So you can have it in multiple places. Google just frowns on it if you have it in more than 2 or 3. If that is the case, you want to create another page with relevant content to the pages that you have in duplicate places, so that you have more than one thing that they can view. Another thing you want to see, you see I have 230 some odd pages. I don't have 230 items in my menu structure. You don't want every page in your menu structure. It gets too crowded, it gets too bombarded, it gets too busy. People don't want to go through that. That's why you have the search tab in your website. So people can go in there and say, oh, I see this title, or I see this category. Let me search and see if they have something related to what I'm looking for. And that's where your key phrases comes into play. So that's why we have floating pages. You will have pages in your menu structure that you feel are important, that you want people to have easy access to. That's how you determine what goes into your menu structure. If it's just what I consider fluff pages, just something that you added, there's still interest pieces, but you have something that's more relevant, that's more pressing you want there, that's what you want in your menu structure. Let them search for those other pages. But if you have a lot of pages that are relevant topics that you like, hey, I really feel strong about this, I want it to be there, then put it in there. But if you can, make it into a subcategory. Like this one, I have Artisan Soap and Soap Creek. I don't want 2 artisan soaps on there, but this is a subcategory of artisan soap. It's talking about artisan soap being an eco-friendly product. So I don't need that 2 artisan soaps there, but I can put an artisan soap menu in my menu structure and then have a subcategory talking about artisan soaps, their different product line and how they are chemically free. So same thing, different products, same thing with blockchain. If you notice, you will have, I think it's Bitcoin mining will be in 2 or 3 different places. That's fine. I only have, for the most part, I think the most things I have is in 2 places. That's just letting Google know that I have more relevant content than just the same page being recycled over and over in different categories. So you can have it in more than one place. You don't have to create another page. All your menu structure is doing is directing them to a page in your website. So if you put duplicate pages in your website and then direct them there, you're going to get, number one, a bad SEO score, because it's going to tell you that you're using that website or using that key phrase already. You won't get indexed on Google because they'll think that you're copying, even though it's your own page, you're copying your page. You'll have scraping material or scraping content. So you don't have to recreate that page, copy the page. You're just placing the page you already have in your menu structure. That's all you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. Now, one more. We don't have to have, because I remember at the beginning, all the pages we had to have them in our category. Now, I heard another day post saying that we don't need to do that.
No, you don't need every page in your category, in your menu structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to verify that.
Yeah, you don't need every page you write in your menu structure. You don't want it in there. Google don't want it there. Google wants your website structured in such a way that people can actually search for it. And they want to be, that's why we have that search tab in your website, so that people can actually search for keywords. That's why we have keywords in SEO. So I call them floating pages. They're pages that you've created. They're in your website. Just because they're not on your menu structure does not mean people can't get to them. That's just not readily accessible. They can search for them, but what you also have to remember is we don't advertise our website, we advertise our pages. So the pages that we're advertising brings them exactly to the page that we are advertising. And then they can come and see our menu and see we have other categories that they can search. And that might trigger them to either use the categories section or actually go and use the search tab to search for something else that they're looking for related to either what they came to our website to see, or they see something else that sparks their interest. But you don't want every page in your menu. That's definitely no.
Sheila, I have a question.
Yes.
When I was doing my pages, and I do my to see, what is it called, the EO?
The SEO.
SEO. So it'll tell me that I don't have enough links or something that's inside my page.
Internal links. All right.
Yeah.
So, you only need one internal link per page. So if you have one internal link, you're good.
What's it mean by internal link?
Okay, an internal link means that you are sending them to a page already in your website that you've already created. So like with this one, my page that I created on monthly monthly gift ideas, okay, monthly cubs. One of these actually goes to my other pages that I've created. So like this one, I think wine and cigars. If I click on this, I think it takes them to my wine and cigar page. Let me see. It might have taken them. Yeah. So this takes them to another page in my website that I want them to go to read about teas, wine, and beers.
Okay. And you said we only have to have one of those?
Yeah. You only need one. You only need one internal link to satisfy your SEO.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe the other way. Can you have too many?
No, but you don't want your internal links to outweigh your external links. The reason you're writing a page is to send them to your link you're advertising. Your internal link is sort of like an afterthought. Oh, by the way, here's something else you might want to read about.
Okay.
What about the tags? Tell them, do you use the tags? I use them when I remember.
No, I don't use the tags. No? I know somebody else does. I don't use them. You need to do us a class on that, Maria.
Okay. No, that's okay. I use them. One of my girlfriends, that's the only way she finds things in Facebook and social media. So that's why I do it.
Yeah, okay. You can use hashtags in your website because people, especially on Twitter and Instagram, people do that hashtag all the time. So if you have hashtags and use them in your website, what you also need to do, and a lot of people are not aware of this, is there's a lot of banned hashtags out there. So you need to go in Google and do search for banned hashtags so that you don't use one, because if it's a banned hashtag, you will not, your page will not be published. They can't get to it.
B-A-N?
Yeah.
Banned.
B-A-N-N-E-D hashtags. Yep.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
And,
I don't know about that.
And Valentine's Day is a banned hashtag. A lot of people don't know that. Lovers is a banned hashtag. I actually have a file somewhere. I got to update it on all the ones that were there from last year. There's quite a few that you wouldn't think were banned. I didn't think Valentine's Day was, but it is. Valentine's Day is a banned hashtag. You can't use it. If you use it, whatever you're linking it to will not be seen.
Thank you so much for all your help.
Anytime.
Awesome. Thanks.
An internal.
Okay, Pete, I'm going to check out right now. We don't have class next week, right?
No class next week. I'm actually going to be out of town. So next week is a no class. I think Roy and them still going to be doing stuff. And then the following week we'll be back on schedule.
Okay. I want to wish everybody a happy holidays and be safe out there.
You too, darling.
All right. Thank you for the class.
All right. And it'll be up and ready on my YouTube, probably by the end of the day.
Okay. Good luck with your new computer too.
Thank you. I'm going to need it.
All righty. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So do we have any more questions, anybody, for anything?
Mike has one in the chat.
Let's see. Same way you would do hashtags. At the end of it, you just put the hashtag, or at the end of your comment, just put a hashtag. Hashtag will be found. I think there's actually a block. Answer me, Maria. Maria, you still with us on your hashtags?
Yeah, I'm here.
Mike wants to know how to use hashtags on your website.
Oh.
Don't you just put the hashtag?
Yeah, you just put the hashtag and you put the what you want to put. Like some people look wine, red wine.
Yeah.
I look in some where I forgot where I looked. When you go to in Instagram, I think it is. When you're going to put a hashtag, it tells you how many people is looking for that.
Yep.
And what I try to do is, I sometimes try to take also where not too many people looking for, because I mean, people start beginning to look for that hashtag. So then they can find you easier than if you have 10,000 people looking for one.
Exactly. Fine.
So,
and I tell people, you'd be surprised what an apostrophe and an S, or instead of making it past tense, present tense, your tense can change. Making it a gender related on your hashtags, how it changes the ability for people to find it and make it more unique. Same thing with key phrases. You know, if I can put wine in and there's a million different people using wine, but if I put wines in, it narrows down the link and I get a broader ability to use that key phrase. Less people have it. And so therefore my pages are more likely going to be indexed, better than if I use the same key phrase everybody else. But just one letter or change in tense can actually be better for you, make things a lot easier. So yeah, the hashtags are the same. You do them just like you would on a Google. I mean, on an Instagram or on Twitter or on Facebook, you just put your hashtag and then whatever word you want to put it. You can put it at the end of your phrase. You can put it at the end of your page. You can put it in your paragraph. You can put it under your picture as a comment. So all your pictures, you can actually comment on every picture you have. So say if I wanted to comment under this picture and put hashtag hot tea or hashtag British tea, I can put that in there and it will show up. And then if anybody's searching for hashtag British tea, my picture will be there, and because my picture's linked, they double click my picture, it takes them to my page I want them to go to, or my link I want them to go to. So your hashtags, work the same way. Okay. Anybody else?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Maria, for helping me today. All right, if we have nothing else. Yeah, no problem, Mike. All right, so if that's all, y'all have a Merry Christmas, and we will see you a few days before New Year's, and y'all be safe out there, okay?
You too.
Thank you. You too, all of you. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.